if I told you that the life you're living, the experiences unfolding around you aren't just happening to you, but they're being created by you, moment by moment? What if reality only exists because you observe it? This isn't just philosophical speculation. It's a principle deeply rooted in quantum physics and echoed throughout ancient spiritual traditions. At the core of this lies a profound truth. You are the observer, and the observer holds the power. Robert Edward Grant, a thought leader in human consciousness, explores the idea that reality exists in a state of probability until we interact with it, and he's in good company. Many others, such as Deepak Chopra, Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, Rupert Sheldrake and Carl Jung, have all echoed this too. The idea that reality exists in a state of probability until we interact with it is closely aligned with the principles of quantum physics, particularly the Copenhagen interpretation. Now, this interpretation, famously associated with physicists Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg, suggests that particles exist in a superposition of states until they're observed or measured, at which point the wave function collapses into a definite state. Well, let me put it another way. Like Schrödinger's cat, suspended between life and death, the universe exists in superposition, where infinite possibilities await until you look. The takeaway here is that the universe responds to our consciousness, collapsing the wave of probability into form. But how far does this go? Is this effect limited to the smallest particles, or does it scale up to events and outcomes of our daily lives? In the quantum realm, particles behave like waves, clouds of potential stretching across space, but the moment they're observed, they collapse into a single defined state. This is the observer effect, a foundational principle of quantum mechanics. But here's the key. It's not just a quirk of physics. It may be the very fabric of how reality functions, and this is echoed in ancient wisdom. Buddhist philosophy suggests that reality is interdependent and shaped by our perceptions and actions. The Buddha said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." This teaches that the nature of reality is not fixed, but arises through interconnected causes and conditions influenced by perception and consciousness. The Hermetic tradition, rooted in ancient Egypt and Greece, teaches that the mind is a microcosm of the universe. One of its core principles is that thought and intention influence the material world. This mirrors the idea that the external world reflects the inner state. In Taoism, Lao Tzu emphasized the fluid and ever-changing nature of reality, shaped by one's alignment with the Tao, the way. Reality unfolds naturally through interaction and harmony with the flow of existence, echoing the principle of interacting with the fabric of the universe to reveal deeper truths. But I digress. Consider the famous double slit experiment. When light passes through the two slits, it behaves like a wave, creating an interference pattern. But when scientists place a detector to observe which slit the light passes through, the pattern shifts and the light behaves like particles. The mere act of observation changes the outcome. But why? Well, light exists simultaneously as a wave and a particle. The wave reflects the form, the underlying essence and potentiality of light. The particle is the manifestation, the physical shadow of that potential. Observation draws the particle from the wave, shaping matter from the essence. And without observation, light exists in superposition, embodying the pure potential of all states at once. Form is the blueprint, matter is the reflection. And that's from Plato. Now, Grant likens this to a Mexican wave at a stadium, and it's a great analogy. The wave exists as pure motion, energy moving through the crowd, but the individuals remain seated until the wave reaches them. They aren't the wave, but their collective movement manifests it in physical form. And get this, your life operates the same way. Your intentions are the energy. The events that unfold around you are the particles rising to meet that energy. Another great analogy that Grant offers is that of a plasma screen or TV. Each pixel holds the potential to display anything. The image forms when the right signal activates the screen. Until then, the screen contains every possibility, and here's where it gets personal. This isn't just about light, it's about you. You are the signal, your focus, your beliefs. These are the commands that tell the pixels of your life what to illuminate. Can you see a pattern forming? Are you getting the picture? Now, here's the problem. Most of the signals we send out are unconscious. We collapse probabilities not based on desire, but based on fear, doubt, and inherited beliefs. About 10 years ago, I wrote, "The evolution of our consciousness is limited only by the belief systems to which we subscribe." It was during one of my more introspective moments. Now, this means your beliefs define the walls of your reality. So how do we change the outcome? How do we change our lives? Expanding our consciousness requires us to break free from conditioned cycles of thought. Now, it's not easy, but it is possible. You see, belief doesn't just guide action. It creates the framework that reality builds itself around. When we choose to see the world as scarce, unfair, or chaotic, we collapse the wave accordingly. But when we shift our perception, even subtly, the field responds. Bear with me as I go down a little bit of a rabbit hole here. Now, Grant suggests that this process isn't limited to the present moment. He proposes that choice extends beyond this lifetime. Yes, we're talking reincarnation here. He suggests that before each life, we choose every parameter, from our bodies to the obstacles we encounter, because in our original form, to use Plato's terminology, we are infinite beings, choosing to experience all variations of existence. That means the limiting beliefs you hold today may not be accidents. They were chosen as opportunities to grow and refine your soul. A scarcity mindset might not just collapse probability today, but reflect choices made long before you entered this life. Well, the beauty of this idea is that if you choose these limitations before, you can choose again now. Reincarnation in this view isn't about returning, it's about refining the blueprint, collapsing new probabilities until you realize infinite paths have always been available. Your present reality is the collapse of past probabilities. Memory is the disintegration of probability that forms the perception of reality. Another of my introspective moments a decade ago. The life you're living now is simply the result of collapsed waves forming the present moment, a quantum cause and effect. But the next wave? Well, that's still waiting to collapse. And while it may be influenced by the probabilities of events that preceded it, it's only as guaranteed an outcome as you allow it to be. And here's the key to unlocking this. The mind may shape intention, but it's the heart that carries the signal. Grant often highlights a profound yet simple truth. The heart is the tuning fork of your reality, and he's not alone in this. All of the folks I mentioned earlier, and then some, like Rumi, the Upanishads, and Ramana Maharishi, echo this view. Your heart does more than pump blood through your veins. It generates the largest electromagnetic field in the body, one that extends well beyond your physical form. And scientific studies have shown that this field can expand several feet outward, influencing not just your internal state, but the environment around you. In fact, the Heart Math Institute scientifically studies the heart's electromagnetic field and how heart coherence can influence not only personal well-being, but also the collective field. And they have demonstrated that the heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. And this influence goes deeper than you might realize. Dr. Masaru Emoto demonstrated this beautifully in his experiments with water. When water was exposed to words like love and gratitude, its frozen crystals formed stunning symmetrical patterns. But when exposed to words like hate or fear, the crystals became distorted and chaotic. A simple word, a vibration of sound or intention, reshaped the structure of water. And remember, your body is over 70% water. Now, imagine what your thoughts and emotions are doing at a molecular level, not just within you, but around you. A similar experiment with strawberries showed how the energy of words influences physical matter. Over several days, strawberries labelled love remained fresh, while those labelled hate decayed quickly. This experiment wasn't about food, it was about energy. If words can affect water and fruit, think of their impact on you. When the heart's rhythms are in a state of coherence, when you feel gratitude, compassion, and love, these waves become smoother, stronger, and more harmonious. And the universe responds to this resonance. It's like speaking to reality in its own language. Now, the Gospel of John says, "In the beginning was the Word," which may not be metaphorical at all. It may reflect a deeper truth that vibration, thought, and sound are the architects of form. Your words and emotions carry the same power. Just as one tuning fork can cause another to vibrate, your heart's energetic field resonates with the quantum field. This resonance collapses probabilities that align with your vibrational state. When you elevate your heart's frequency, you shift the very nature of reality you attract. And here's where it comes powerful. The outer world reflects your inner vibration. If your heart holds the frequency of lack, anger, or unworthiness, the universe tunes itself to match that state. But when your heart resonates with love, courage, and gratitude, the external world reorganizes. Opportunities emerge. Synchronicities align. And my life has been a good example of this. Just over a year ago, I decided to step outside of my comfort zone and embark on a profound personal development journey with Success Resources and their Quantum Leap program. Having not travelled anywhere in over 10 years, I've now visited 3 countries in the last 9 months, including my farthest trip ever to Malaysia. Travel is actually one of my top personal lifestyle values, and I've met some incredible people and opened doors to new opportunities and collaborations I would not even have considered possible 12 months ago, including making my own films, speaking on global stages, and writing a forthcoming book. It's not magic, it's resonance. And raising this resonance isn't about thinking your way to success. It's about feeling your way into alignment. And Neville Goddard said this in his 1944 book, Feeling is the Secret. The mind projects possibilities, but the heart magnetizes them into form. This is why deep transformation often feels less like effort and more like allowing. When you tune your heart to gratitude, compassion, and connection, you align with universal intelligence, and the reality around you begins to shift. Grant describes the heart's coherence as a kind of gravitational pull, drawing in experiences that reflect the highest potential of who you are. And incoherence pushes these possibilities away. Coherence brings them closer. And that's the difference between struggle and flow. Now, which would you prefer? A life of struggle or one of flow? Let me know in the comments. The beauty of this is that you can shift at any moment. Coherence isn't something you have to earn, it's something you choose. Even the simplest act of appreciating a sunrise, speaking kindly, or breathing deeply begins to realign your field. The universe doesn't ask for perfection, it simply responds to who you are being right now. And as the heart shifts, so too does the world around you. Reality bends to meet your resonance. You are not separate from reality, you are the observer, the tuning fork that guides the field. And with that, you hold the power to reshape everything. Now, if you'd like some help with your resonance, check out this 2-part manifestation series where I guide you through the 7 steps needed to get in flow. Dream, dare, rise.
Hello there.
This isn't just philosophical speculation. Each pixel outside of my comfort zone. Comfort? The end.